And I think that makes them excited about it too. And watching it at the competition, I'm sure, even the judges were kind of like, how do we look at this? We don't know really what this is, but it's a very entertaining thing to watch because it's very much, belly dancing is very much of a story. It's very much like hula, and you just you tell a story with your dance moves rather than just moving around up on stage, which I think all dancers have so much talent, and it's such a workout, and it's great. But belly dancing really has its significance because of the way that it tells a story and the way that that you move, and it's so graceful, but at the same time, it's very upbeat.
Right. What was your favorite part about the competition?
It was probably winning. I was extremely excited to be winning, but I'd just say the whole competition was so much fun, and just being there and being with my friends and my family, and my boyfriend was my escort, so that was great. And all the girls that were involved and everyone that was involved was so nice and so friendly and just so easy to be with and to talk to. So I think the whole competition was just great. So
good. As you know, the competition was started as a fundraiser for MUTV and obviously for all of the contestants and their organizations. How does this money really help your organization, Helping Paws?
It really helps Helping Paws because we're such a small organization, but it also will help animal rescues within the greater Lancaster area. We intend on donating all of the money, either as monetary donations, or we're really looking at, I kind of get to decide where the money goes, so I'm really looking at wish lists for organizations that really need things like food or dog bowls, cat dishes, puppy pads, all of those sorts of things. We're also really looking at a horse organization in New York that just got 50 horses from a slaughter lot. So they really need some help right now. So I think that we're going to try to donate something to them, either a week's worth of hay or something along those lines.
And you don't hear much about Helping Paws. I mean, some people just don't even know that it exists. What exactly do you guys do?
Helping Paws is an animal advocacy organization. We donate our time and funds that we raise to local animal shelters. I was really hoping with this competition that I could give us some publicity. We are a very small group, and we're a very new group. And since we're so young, we need more members. And we're going to that horse organization on the 1st of April and the 15th, and I'm very excited because I've been planning this whole thing, and we're looking at having anywhere from a dozen to 20 people, which is a big number for us. So we're really excited because the more help that we can give, the better off that everyone else is.
Well, I definitely think you did get your name out there by winning this Millersville. Speaking of that, have you gotten any compliments? A rumor has it you wore your crown and sash the next day after the competition.
I did. I was very excited, so I thought I should show it off a little bit. I really got a lot of compliments from just people at the college, and it made me think, maybe I should show my face a little bit more with the crown and the sash and say, Miss Millersville went to a baseball game or the basketball game or whatever, just to say, the college campus is here, and we support all the organizations that are on campus.
Right. As you know, there were some people protesting the event, even though it was a fundraiser. They considered it to be a beauty pageant and demeaning to women. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that the protesters had every right to voice their opinion. I think that it's much better to voice your opinion and let your thoughts be known than bottle them up. On the other hand, I don't think that even though this wasn't a beauty pageant, I don't think beauty pageants are demeaning. And I think that this competition was really great for everyone that was involved, and nobody twisted their arm to be there. I loved being there. And a lot of people have been asking me this question, how did I feel? And I really feel like the most important thing that you can do is to give back to your community and to lend a hand, or as I said on stage, or lend a paw in your community and really help out. And I just think by me doing this competition and winning this money is going to help so many organizations. And I just really feel like that night they didn't help anyone but themselves. So I think that if you feel that that's an important issue, I feel that there's more important issues and bigger issues that if we came at as a whole and together, we could tackle, and things would be so much better. And I just think a lot of people take for granted what they have, and you really need to give back to the community in order to be just a good American citizen. So I think that they had a right to voice their opinion, and I have a right to give back to the community. So,
well, having participated in the first annual Miss Millersville competition, do you think that this should be a continued tradition, and would you recommend others get involved?
Sure. I would definitely recommend to other girls to get involved. I think that it should be a Millersville tradition. I think that it would be a lot of fun, and if we kept it going, maybe Miss Millersville would be more involved. Maybe she would be out there in the community. I intend on going back to my community on Friday and speaking at an elementary school. And I think that that's really important, and just putting your face out there and saying, hey, I did this and you can do this too. And you can make a difference, and everyone can make a difference. And I just think that that's just such an important thing to especially let our youth know about, because I think a lot of times our youth are looked at as not important, or that they don't give back to their community. And I think if someone that's an authority figure or someone that they look up to says, hey, I did this, I went to your school, I was in that class, I did all of that, and now look at where I am. I think that that's just such a great feeling to be such a role model of like that. So I'm really excited, and I think that other girls should participate. I think that it's a great opportunity.
Well, good. I think you're a great spokeswoman, first of all.
Thank you.
And congratulations again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And now we are going to take an abbreviated look around campus, so stay tuned.
All waving big banners of red, white, and blue. And
The chairman of Millersville's Communication and Theater Department recently celebrated the birthday of Dr. Seuss. Dr. Bill Dorman read to local school children in Ganser Library to commemorate the event. Dr. Dorman chose 2 books to read to the children, and everybody in attendance had a wonderful time. Now let's join Chris Volsky as he sits down with the head of the annual Holocaust Conference here at Millersville.
All right, thanks. We're here today with Dr. Salius Suzelides. Is that right?
Saulis Suzelides. That's right. Very good.
I'm learning my German here. He's a professor of history here at Millersville University, and he's also heading up the annual Holocaust Conference, which we'll get to in a minute. Dr. Salius, tell us a little bit more about what you do here at Millersville.
Well, I've been here since 1990, teaching mainly courses in East European, Soviet, and modern history. A few years ago, I began teaching the course Hitler and Nazism in our department. And actually, I was trained in 19th century history in my academic career previous to this, but during the mid-1980s, I worked for 5 years for the U.S. Department of Justice, the Nazi hunting unit, you might say. And that got me interested more in 20th century German history and, of course, the Holocaust. So when I came here, I was pleased to find out that we have at Millersville actually the longest continuous annual Holocaust conference anywhere, and I became involved in a marginal way at first in its organization. And last year I became director when Dr. Fischel retired, who had run this conference for a quarter century. And so that's been a good part of my work here, is been doing this.
Now, has the Nazi history always been of particular interest to you?
Well, I have a personal interest. I was born in central Germany the week the war ended, within a few days of the armistice, from Lithuanian parents who had fled into Germany. And so I had always a personal interest in World War II. However, the Holocaust, and specifically the Jewish Holocaust, has been a more recent interest, probably the last 20 years or so. I also am a member of the Lithuanian government's commission to investigate Nazi war crimes and prepare reports and part of the historical record dealing with what happened in Eastern Europe in 1941 particularly. So it's been part of my work now for, I'd say, the last 15, 20 years.
So it sounds like something you're very interested in then.
Well, yes. I mean, you have to be, because the subject matter itself is, to say the least, gruesome, sometimes very much so. And therefore, to try to study it in a, I wouldn't say detached manner, but in a manner which is consistent with professional scholarly work is always a bit of a challenge, sure.